Hi, it's Deborah. Thanks for joining me on the second practice of our chair yoga series. Today, we're focusing on building strength. So, if you have some dumbbells, you could use them. If you don't, that's okay. The movement can be done without the extra resistance. Or if you had some water bottles or soup cans, something like that, you could use that as well. Let's go ahead and get started. So we want our feet anchored against the ground, and we're going to rest our weights if we're using them today, right at the end of the thigh there towards the knees. We'll lift the shoulders up, draw them down and back so that we have a nice long neck. And then just find a connection in your belly, almost like you're zipping up from the pubic bone to the breastbone and sitting up nice and tall. We're going to get moving with the breath right away today in a couple moving parts. As we inhale, we're going to pick the heels up off of the floor, feeling that little bit of extra resistance on the knees. We're also going to drop an ear over to the shoulder on one side. Good. With the exhale, we'll bring the head back to the center and drop the heels. Let's go to the other side. So lift the heels, drop the head over to the other direction. Good. Come back to the center. Now, this time, let's go to the middle. So we're going to tuck the chin towards the chest as we lift the heels and then drop back down. So we're going to keep that pattern going and try to connect it with the breath. So a lot of moving parts here right away. As we inhale, heels lift, ear drops toward shoulder. Exhale, we land, come back to the center. Let's go the other way. Heels lift, take a breath in, open up the side of the neck, and then exhale to center. This time, tuck the chin straight down the middle, heels lift, and exhale, center. Keep going 2 more times through. So inhale, tilting ear to shoulder. Exhale, back to center. Other way, take a breath in. Heels are lifting. Exhale, we're dropping to the middle here. And exhale. Let's go one more time through. Heels lift, calf muscles engage. Head drops to the side. We come to the center. Let's go the other way. Drop to the center. And then just come straight down the middle here and back to the center. Nice job. A couple more shoulder circles. Let's see how we're doing. Shoulder blades massage the upper back. Now, if you'd like to, you can take your hands and your arms and just kind of hold your weights down alongside of your body as you take a couple more shoulder circles and just see if that changes the experience at all. If you feel a little bit more resistance, a little bit more sensation as you're moving those shoulders around. All right, great job. Now we're going to take the weights or the hands without the weights out towards the knees and come into seated cow pose. So we lift the heart up, we open up the throat, we extend our spine here. This will be a nice deep breath in. As we exhale, let's tuck the chin and round away here. So scoop the belly. Here's our seated cat. Now, this time with the seated cow, we're going to row the arms back. So hands pull back to the hips, shoulder blades draw together behind us. On the exhale, we'll slide those hands back out down the knees as we tuck the chin and separate the shoulder blades. So let's start to flow through our cow and our cat, our inhale here, our exhale here. And we're just finding and feeling a little extra resistance today as we're moving those weights up and down the legs. Feeling a little work here in your upper back as you draw the shoulder blades together and then sliding out with a sense of control. Good. A few more like this. So we're waking up the spine here and strengthening around the upper back and the shoulders. Engaging the core, creating some space. Let's go 2 more times. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Last time here. Nice job. All right, let's sit up tall. Again, arms down by our sides. We're going to laterally flex our spine with some extra resistance. So let's drop one arm down towards the ground, and you can stay like this. If it feels okay, on the other side, curl that weight up to your shoulder and then reach it up towards the ceiling. See how that feels. Good. And then we'll bring that side back down, shift back to the center. Let's try the other side. So first you'll just kind of lean down here. Curl up to the shoulder if it feels okay and reach up. You don't have to add that part if it doesn't work. All right, good. Come back to center. Let's see if we can flow that a few times. So on our inhale breath, we're going to lean, maybe also lift up. On our exhale breath, we'll shift back to the center. On the other side, we're about to have a visitor here. And back to the center. He just did his down dog over on the carpet. Ooh, a little shake. Rudy, can you give us your down dog again? Huh? Probably not going to perform for the... Oh, you're doing it. What a good boy. Down dog, stretchy puppy. That's a good boy. Good. Keep going side to side here. Listen to your body. How about one more like that? And then back to the center. Nice. Let's try some twisting. So we're going to just rest the weights up kind of against the shoulders here. We can pull our elbows wide. Let's open up the feet just a little bit and really press down here into your feet as you lift as high as you can through the crown of your head. With an exhale breath, let the elbows be your guide here as we twist. We'll come back to the center with a breath in, breath out. Let's twist it. Good. He's doing the down dog again. You just can't see him. All right, center. You can stay like this. If you want a little bit more resistance, make sort of like a field goal shape here. So deep breath in. We're going to twist again. Exhale. We'll rotate. Good. A little bit of isometric work here in the shoulders as we're working into our obliques in the center of our body. Good. Come back to the center, rest for a moment. I'm going to give you one more option. So you can hold here right at the shoulders like we did before with wide elbows. You can come into your field goal, or when we twist from this field goal shape, you can also stretch your arms out long. Now, depending on how much weight you have, that might be a little much for today. So this can be something that you can progress towards over time if you'd like. We've got a nice long lever when we stretch those arms, which adds to the challenge. Good, let's do each side just one more time. Yep, I'm feeling it through the shoulders. Good, let's come back to the center. Just relax. Let your weights rest on your legs now. We'll take a couple of shoulder circles. Okay, so for our next exercise, we'll have our arms by our sides. So we're going to anchor our feet and sit up very tall. With an inhale breath, we're going to hinge forward from our hips and drop the weights down towards our feet. With our exhale breath, we'll come right back up with that very long spine. So let's try that a few more times. Inhale to hinge. Try not to round the back here. Press into the feet and lift up nice and strong up and out through your crown. Two more like that. Breathing in. Leaning forward, feel the work through your back as you come right back upright. Good. One more time. And then come up. So we're going to keep going with that, but we're going to add a piece on now. So you'll hinge forward with the in-breath. On the out-breath, as you come up, can you also add a little bicep curl? Let's do a few more like that. So coming far, you get to choose your own distance here, and then curling up. Good. Hinge, nice and long. Feel the crown reaching away from the tail. Press into the feet, curl to the shoulders. One last time like that. Good. Now this time, let's leave the hands where they are. Weights right at the shoulders. Next part's optional. If it works to go above your head, you can. If not, you're going to skip that part. We're going to put that onto the flow. So we inhale, coming forward. Exhale, come up and add the curl and add the press. Very good. Let's try it a couple more times. Strengthen through your back, your biceps, your shoulders. Very good. Again, inhale, coming forward. Pull the heart away from the hips as you lift. Curl to the shoulders, maybe press above the head. Okay, I'm going to give you one more option with this flow, and it does rev it up quite a bit, so it's entirely optional and maybe something you want to work towards, okay? So we're going to come down just like before, curl, While when you press, if you're up for standing up, you can. You do not have to. You could just do the press. You can even skip the press altogether. So let's come down. Let's curl up. Let's press, maybe stand. That part's super duper optional today, okay? We'll do 4 more total. Good. Now remember, this is a video that you can keep coming back to. So even if you're not taking this challenging option today of standing and pressing, you can work towards that. You can also try it without the extra weight. Okay. You have a lot of options on any given day. You just want to listen to your body, keep yourself safe, and do what's most appropriate for you. Last one here. All right, good. Take a moment here. Relax, check in with how you're doing, see if your heart's not beating a little bit faster now. Okay, so we're going to do some alternating leg lifts, and we can keep doing our bicep curl with it. So let's kick one leg out. We're going to curl the arms and drop. Other side. Kick and curl. Nice. If it feels like a little bit too much, you could go with just one arm curling. You could skip the curl altogether, or as always, you can do your movement without the weight. When you're kicking that leg, let's flex the foot and think about engaging your quadriceps, so the top of your thigh. Good. We're going to do 3 more. 3, 2, good. We're going to hold this one up, okay? So you can hold your weights right here at the shoulders. If you want more challenge, you can press your weights up above the head. Now the arms aren't going to be moving for this part. They're just going to be stationary. So you can be here, you can be here, you could be down here, okay? Now with the leg, we are going to move it a few times, but first let's relax the shoulders, connect in the core, so draw the navel towards the spine. With a flexed foot, I want you to draw back through that heel and imagine that you're going to squeeze a big ball behind your leg. Let's kick it back out, feel your quadriceps flex, and then as you squeeze that imaginary ball, feel your hamstrings engage. 2 more like that. Kick, squeeze back. Good, 1 more time. Squeeze it back. Good. Let's drop the arms, drop the foot. Let out a nice deep exhale breath. Relax for a moment. Okay, we're going to do everything on the other side. So let's curl up 1 time as we extend the leg on the other side. See how you're doing here. You can choose to stay here. If you want more challenge, you can press your arms up and just hold them up there, okay? Foot is flexed, quadriceps are engaged. We're going to curl back, squeeze the heel towards the seat of your chair like you're squeezing an imaginary ball. Let's do that a few times. So inhale here. Exhale, squeeze it back. Good, 2 more. Last one like that. Arms drop, foot drops, we relax. Good stuff. Okay, so now we're going to hover 1 foot up above the ground. The other foot is very anchored. We're going to hold the weights with the palms up like we're holding a serving platter. Now, when the knee goes out to the side, the arms are also going to go out to the side, and then we'll come back in. Let's do that a few times. So some hip abduction here, a little bit of tension on the biceps again, a little bit of work through the upper back again, and just some coordinated movements here. See if you can coordinate with the breath. We'll do about 3 more. One more time here. Good, let's come to center. Relax. Very good job. Check in with your head, your neck, your jaw, your shoulders, even your spine. You can kind of move around a little bit. Let's do the other side. So palms are up, leg hovers, the foot hovers just above the ground. We're going to move that leg out to the side, keeping the knee bent, and come back to the center. A few like that. Good. Let's do 2 more here on this side. Last one. I'm feeling this. Good. Relax. Very good job. Okay, so we are going to stand here as an option. If you're not comfortable or able to stand today, you could do some alternating knee lifts in your chair. Okay, if you're up for it, let's go ahead and stand up. We're going to stay right in front of the chair and we're going to do a chair pose flow. So, AKA a few squats. Now, the cool thing about this is you get to choose your depth. Okay, so with an inhale breath, you're going to start to bend your knees, and maybe you're just bending a little bit today. Or maybe you bend a lot and you come all the way down to the seat of your chair. But we're going to exhale and stand right back up. So let's do that a few times. So inhale, find your squat. Exhale to stand. Good. Keep that core engaged, the spine nice and long, the breath guiding the body. Let's do 4 more. Good. Last one here. And we'll drop down. Nice. Okay, so we're going to get just a touch of core work here. We're going to hold the weights right up at the shoulders, and we're going to do some seated crunches. So with the inhale, think about lengthening your abdominal wall, really stretching it. With the exhale, imagine that you have a squishy ball between your elbows and your thighs, and you want to squeeze that ball. And then we're just going to lift back up, stretch the abdominal wall, exhale, contract it, rib cage slides down to the pelvis. And then we come up and we're just holding the weights here today for a little bit of extra resistance with these seated ab curls. Exhale breath helps you crunch. Inhale breath helps you lengthen up. Good. Now let's come up. We're going to pull the elbows out just a little bit wider and take a nice deep breath in. With the exhale, we're going to take one elbow towards the opposite knee. You can lift that knee if it feels okay. And then come back to the center. And then on the other side, a little crunch, a little rotation here, center. Breath guides the body. We exhale to crunch. Inhale, center. Exhale, crunch. And center. One more on each side. Now we're going to take just 4 more straight down the middle, just to kind of rebalance ourselves back out. So 3 more crunches now. Inhale, exhale, squeeze that imaginary ball between the elbows and the thighs, the rib cage and the pelvis. Crunch it down. Good. 1 more time. And crunch. Nice job. Okay, we are done with the weights now. So let's go ahead and put the weights down on the ground. And let's just take a nice big stretch here. So really lengthen that abdominal wall now. Stretch the belly. Nice deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to reach the hands back. See if you can find the back of your chair. Nice big stretch across the front of your chest. And when we release that, we're going to wrap one arm on top of the other as we give ourselves a nice big hug, a squeeze here. Let's swim those arms open again, inhaling. Exhale, opposite arm comes across this time, on top this time as you give yourself a hug, a squeeze. Good, we'll open out wide, lift it up here. We're going to dive in 1 time for seated forward fold. Stretch and open up that back. And then hands come up to the knees. We'll take a side bend here, up and over to the other side. And then we'll just finish up with a twist to each side. One last little belly squeeze, low back love. Nice. Now, as you come to the center, let's slide back into the seat, find a little bit more comfort and support. You could close your eyes here, let out a nice deep exhale breath. Just see how you're feeling. See how you're feeling in some of the muscles that we've worked today. See if your joints don't feel just a little looser, your muscles feel a little stronger. If your mind doesn't feel a little calmer. Let's float the hands to the heart. Thank you all so much for trusting me to guide you on this chair yoga strength journey. I look forward to being with you again soon. Namaste.